So I'm still waiting, right? Well, okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a little story time. Hopefully no one comes over here by my car and starts staring, and my windows are down too. But anyway, so y'all wanted to know about the nursing school. I was with an asshole named Corey. Yeah, I was with an asshole named Corey, and I wanted to go to nursing school. You know, I had researched on it. I was really excited about it, but my only thing was that I can't really go to nursing school because it's a full-time thing. Like, you need to go full-time, and then the other time you're studying. So I was like, I have to work, like I can't do it. And he was like, no, you can do it. You don't have to work. You don't have to worry about working. You can go ahead and go to school for nursing. And of course we were living together. And I was just like, but I want to make sure, are you going to be able to handle things? And he was like, yes. And I asked him over and over several times, like before I started school, before I went up to the school to try to register and all of that. He was like, don't worry about it. I got you. I got us. No problem. So I went ahead and started. Now, a lot of people in my class were the type of people that did not have to, they did not have to study, you know, and make good grades. Me, in order for me to get good grades, I had to study. Like, I had to really put in work. And I put in a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of effort into it. And because nursing was not easy for me. Some parts of it was not easy for me. So anyways, we just started struggling. Like, we just started struggling. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, someone pulled up next to me. So, we start struggling and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? He's like, don't worry, I got it, everything's good. So I was like, okay. Y'all, he put me, after I started, like, he put me through so much shit. He really did. He was very, very jealous. I would be out, at lunchtime with my nursing school friends at a restaurant. I remember one time in particular, we were at a Mexican food restaurant, and he called me and he was like, who are you talking to? I mean, what is that? Who are you with? All of that. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting distracted. Who are you, who are you with? And I'm like, I'm with my nursing school friends. We're at a Mexican food restaurant. Well, I hear music in the background. I'm like, I'm in a Mexican food restaurant and they have music playing. And he gave me so much bullshit behind that. Like, he did not believe me. This battery's about to go dead. Hold on, let me switch it out. Okay, so he didn't believe me, and he was arguing with me on the phone, y'all. And I was so embarrassed because all my friends were like looking, and they could hear him through the phone. It was embarrassing. So anyhow, he would do stuff like we were always arguing. And then it became obvious that he was jealous, and he started worrying about the fact that I was going to nursing school. It got to the point to where when I was trying to finish my, like, they're not midterm finals, but we were having a big ass test, okay, and a big ass exam coming up, and we had like a spring break. And when I was out of school for spring break, I was trying so hard to study constantly because as soon as we would go back to school after spring break, it was time to take the exam. Y'all, it was so bad. I had to literally go in the restroom, close myself in the restroom, and lock the door just so that I was able to study, because he was trying to argue and argue and argue, and I didn't want to argue. You know, it was like about some petty shit or something like that. I did not want to argue. How do you keep arguing with someone that's like saying, please stop, like it's over now, like I'm trying to study, I have a big test coming up, I'm trying to study, you know, I'm trying my hardest to, I want to pass. And he just continued to yell obscenities, scream, all of that, y'all. So one day, because Candace was still living in the house at that time, so one day me and Candace was hungry, and I had been at home studying all day, and he was at work. So I look in the freezer, and there was it was a burrito and there was a pizza, and it was like one of those small Totino's pizzas, so it's really for one person. And me and Candace was like, I want the pizza. I was like, no, I want the pizza. You're gonna get the burrito. No, I want the pizza. We sitting up there going back and forth. Okay, told y'all Candace gave me hell, going back and forth. And that at that moment, I decided that this was too much. I'm being stared at. I decided that this was just too much, and I decided this, like, Candace is still my child. That's, you know, she's still my responsibility, right? Because she was still a minor. And I never again did I want to see us up in there arguing about who's gonna eat what, because there's no food and we're both hungry. That was terrible. That was terrible. I even found out after I went back to work, like I decided I have to go back to work. I can't do this. I have to go back to work. And yeah, I found out that my car payment was way behind. He hadn't been paying my car payment. He hadn't been paying some other bills and stuff, and they were coming at me. It was a mess. Like, that was just absolutely, that guy looks familiar. Waiting for him to turn around. That was horrible. So, no, I don't think that's him. So to this day, I never went back to school for nursing. Like, after a while, I just kind of like changed what I wanted to do, especially once I started having the issues with my spine and stuff like that. But yeah, y'all, that's my story time behind my nursing school experience. And y'all, I loved it. Like, I loved it. I had wanted to be a nurse since I was a child. And I used to love sticking people. I love drawing blood and giving injections. You know, we learned so much. But yeah, anyways, I'm about to play some music. I'll be back.